So, with this being our Running Somewhere Else physical and mental wellbeing week, and today particularly being Positivity Day, what I thought I'd do is just give a quick little bit of thought really into something that we can do that's positive for our physical self. And the thing that sprung to my mind was probably the fact that every single one of you are missing those that twice a week meeting we have in a dark and dingy corner of Sheep Street car park, where we've all been out, we've been for our run, we've got back, we've had a quick drink in the bar, and then it comes that moment when the coach stands up and goes, "Come on in, who's coming to stretch?" So I'm sure we're all missing that moment. So what I thought I'd do is try and recreate some of that virtually and just give a quick guided stretch, just run through the stretches we normally do as a club, and just give you that opportunity to remind yourself what they are. I know if you're a little bit like me, you probably get thinking hands up at this point. I'm a little bit guilty of not stretching as much as I should do, and so just a little reminder for the mind to look after the body, and just do some of those stretches post run. Okay, so we know the drill. We'll start with the feet nice and wide apart, and we're just going to reach down to the floor, and we're looking at holding all of these stretches for around 8 to 10 seconds. So initially we're just coming into the centre. Just should be feeling that stretch down the backs of the legs, through the bum cheeks, perhaps the lower back. So we're going to lean across to our left. So what you should do now is just feel that stretch intensifying on the left leg. So we'll hold that for a couple more seconds. Then we're just going to move across to the right leg, and again you should feel that stretch intensifying. It's quite good with these sort of isometric stretches, the stretches that stretch one part of the body at a time. You should be able to feel a little bit of a difference between the two legs. It's quite good to be that in tune with your body, feeling where one muscle is much tighter than another. And if you have got a particular imbalance, if one leg is a lot tighter than the other one, perhaps spend a little longer on that leg. So also back in the centre now, we'll just see if we can reach that a little bit further down. I'm just about touching the grass now. That's good. We'll come up nice and slow. Don't want to come up too quickly. Don't want to get that rush of blood down from the head. Okay, so we're just going to walk the feet in slightly now. We're going to lean across into one leg. You should be feeling that stretch then down through the inside of the thigh, through the adductor muscles. And again, this is an isometric stretch, so we're stretching one muscle at a time. So we should be able, once we switch to the opposite side, just to feel the difference between the two. And again, it's quite nice sometimes to really get in tune with your body, just to feel those individual little differences. Okay, that's good, that's that one. So next we're going to look at our calves. Okay, so what we're going to do, have our front leg bent, our back leg nice and straight. We're going to push our heel down into the floor. I'm going to hold that then for, let's say, a normal 8 to 10 seconds. And what you should be feeling now is that feeling of stretch quite low down in the calf. Okay. The calf's actually made up of two separate muscles. What we're going to do now is stretch the opposite one. So we're just going to bend the knee slightly. You should see a slight bend in the knee there. And again, we're going to lean forward again. You should feel that stretch a little higher up the calf now. Okay, that's good. So we'll swap that over to the opposite leg. Again, with front leg bent, back leg nice and straight. Push that heel down into the ground. What you're trying to do with these stretches then is also keep the torso as upright as you can. Try not to lean forward, try not to round your back. If you keep yourself nice and upright, keeping that good posture, you should feel the stretches a little more effectively through the muscles. That's it, and then we just release that knee slightly, and again then, just pushing that heel down into the floor. Just feeling that stretch in that slightly different area in the calf. Okay, That's good. So onto the hamstrings next. Sorry if you can hear an aeroplane flying over in the background, rather rude. It's quite a big one though. So this time we're going to go for a straight front leg and a bent back leg. Okay, we're just going to sit back down into that thigh again, keeping the torso upright. So we should be feeling that then. Again, relatively low in the, or relatively high, sorry, in the hamstring, up just below your bum cheek. That's it. And then if we lift the toe up slightly, you should feel that stretch move a little bit more down towards the knee. And then I'm going to hear the collective groan as everybody reaches down towards their toes. And again, through all of these stretches, just feel where that point of stretch comes in. Feel where that distance, how far you can reach before it starts to get that little bit uncomfortable. Because what we can do then is compare that on the opposite leg. So again, back leg bent, front leg straight. Foot flat on the floor to start with. See, I can immediately feel now that this leg is an awful lot tighter. Might have something to do with the fact that it was hurting a little bit the other day after a run, so I might need to treat myself to a little bit of time on my my bright orange foam roller. So we should have the toe up in the air now. Yeah, I can definitely feel that now. That's quite tight. So at this point now, I'm going to reach down towards my toe, but I'm going to get nowhere near it, and you can see the difference there. I was quite comfortably down to my toe on the other side. The idea of a good stretch is it should be a little bit uncomfortable. It should never ever be painful. If it's painful, you're overstretching it and you're running the risk of doing yourself some damage. Okay, so what's the last one? The last one's a quad stretch. So again, we're going to stand one leg. This is a good one, good fun for balance. Okay, so the thing we're trying to do here is keep our knees relatively close together, in line with each other. We're not really looking to pull that heel into the bum cheek. I do see quite often people doing this and pulling their heel right into their bum. If you're not feeling the stretch with it like that, push the hips forward. You push the hips forward, you extend the quad, and you immediately feel an awful lot more of a stretch down through the leg. So rather than hyperextend the knee, it's far better to push the hip forward. Okay, so that's one done. Now we'll do the opposite side. That's it, probably due to the slightly tight hamstring. I've got a slightly tight quad on the opposite side, so you normally find that if you've got an imbalance, if you've got a tight rear muscle or a posterior muscle on one side of the body, you'll normally find the anterior, the front side muscle on the opposite side of the body will also be tight, as this one's trying to carry the work that this one isn't doing. Yeah, that's definitely quite tight. Okay, so that's our lower body sorted out. We'll come into the upper body now. So it's going to stretch the shoulders to start with. So one arm across the body, looking across over that shoulder that's being stretched. If only it was this nice and this bright and sunny when we stretch like this in the car park at after club. That's good, and we're going to stretch out our side muscles now then. So arm up in the air, lean into that side. And we'll swap it over again. Oh. Yeah. And obviously our last one, a nice little shoulders down, push the shoulder blades together. A couple of nice deep breaths, just opening up the chest muscles. Relax that off, roll the arms, and you know what comes next. Well done, folks. Hope you enjoy that. Hope that reminds you what the importance of stretching is. Certainly once we've done an exercise, those muscles will contract, they will shorten, they will stiffen up a little bit. Good flexibility is key to a lot of things that we do in our lives. We do tend to be a little bit sedentary with our jobs, etc. We're sitting down a lot, so those muscles don't stretch very often. So the more you can stretch them, the better. Okay, enjoy, and I really look forward to getting back into club with you again soon.